This is the Demystifying Mental Toughness Podcast, hosted by David Charlton, and you're listening to this podcast to help you build your own mental toughness, so that you can support other people or your clients better. Either way, you will learn more about developing this plastic personality trait that all but guarantees that you will perform better and lead a more prosperous life. Hi there, welcome back to the Demystifying Mental Toughness Podcast with your host, David Charlton. Now today, I'm going to set the scene for what you can expect in the near future with this podcast. Firstly, though, I'm going to talk about rebooting. That's right, that word reboot. It is fair to say that's what's happened to me. I've taken a little bit of time out. The podcast had run every single week for 4.5 years, and I felt like I needed opportunity just to take a step back, refresh, learn a few new things, and go again. And as a sports psychologist, a podcast host, a content creator, one of the big learnings is by pressing pause, as I have done in the last month, I realised that my creativity was stifled a little bit. The podcast, if I'm honest, became a little bit of a chore. Yes, I enjoy doing it. I've got my reasons for doing it. I love making a difference, but it became pretty hard work. So as a result, moving forwards, you will see that the podcast will be done in a different manner. I've taken some advice, I've done some reading. One particular book, The 12-Week Year by Brian Moran and Michael Lemmington, which was recommended to me and I'd recommend to anybody, was massively helpful in this respect, where they look at what you can get done over 12 months and then you break it down into 4 quarters. And by reading the book, questioning myself, speaking to people and gaining their advice and their wisdom, listening to different podcasts, I've changed the way I'm going to do things. So what you can expect moving forwards is the podcast is going to be broken down essentially into 4 quarters, whereby certainly in 2025, I'm going to run an 8-week series. Then I'm going to have a break for 5 weeks. Then I'm going to run another 8-week series with again a break for 5 weeks, followed by another 8-week series. So that's the plan. I'm hopeful by doing this, it's going to give me opportunity to take a step back from time to time, maintain my enthusiasm, my energy. And in some ways, when you look at sport and seasons and the word periodization springs to mind here. So I'm also going to bring some fresh energy to the podcast as well. In the next quarter, beginning on the 4th of April, I'm going to be joined by a colleague. And we're going to go on to unpick some challenges, some problems that clients bring to us on a regular basis. Specifically, this block of 8 will be hosted by myself alongside Gerald Fitzgerald and Colm O'Donoghue. They're both Irish-based, near Limerick. Collectively, we work an awful lot with young athletes, with children, with parents, with coaches of young athletes. So, yeah, we're going to unpick some of these challenges that the youth athlete comes across. And we're going to look at team sports and we're going to look at individual sports. So it might well be football, rugby, cricket, netball, hockey, golf, tennis, swimming. We'll look at a host of sports, host of situations, and then offer some advice on how we would deal and how we would help our clients. This will then take us up till the end of May. There'll be a break for 5 weeks and then we'll get going again in early July with another set of 8 episodes where the format will likely change ever so slightly again and the content will be different. In these blocks of 8, these series of 8 episodes, my intention is to focus in on a specific niche, a specific topic. So of course it's youth sport to begin with and it will change into that second block. And I've certainly got some ideas up my sleeve for that. I'd also be interested in different themes that you, the listener, might like to look at as well. It would be great to understand. The plan moving forward is certainly to bring other people's wisdom, their expertise into the mix. So there will be some really, really good guests moving forward as we get into the second half of 2025 too. So yeah, please do keep your eyes and your ears open. The next episode will be on Friday, April the 4th, the day before my birthday, incidentally, where I'll be joined by Gerard and we'll be talking about all things youth sport related and team sport related. So over the next few weeks, I hope you have a great time. If you play sport, if you coach sport, I hope things go well for you. And please do remember, if you're looking for a boost, or you want some advice, you want some support, please do reach out. Speak to myself or one of my colleagues. We'd be very eager to help you. Take care. If you enjoyed this episode of the Demystifying Mental Toughness Podcast with David Charlton, do check out my website, sport-excellence.co.uk, and my online sport psychology resources. The Sport-Excellence website has essential resources for anyone looking to build their own mental toughness or the mental toughness of their athletes or teams, or if you want to achieve peak performance more often or optimal functioning. The Sport Excellence website has everything you need to keep moving forward and thrive. So go on, head over to sport-excellence.co.uk to find out more.